EU no framework program Horizon 2020. Of course, it's a very vast subject, and unfortunately we are limited in time. That's why I will try to be brief, touching only upon the main principles, and later I'll familiarize you with several projects. My organization is a local coordinator for, and hopefully you will get interested in that. And I'd like to tell you that, as Mr. Giga told you, organization which I lead is the International Center of Innovations and Research, and it has been a focal point for EU on information technologies for many years, and our main function is getting introduction of those programs and increase of involvement of different organizations. And why framework programs? You know that many programs has been conducted in Georgia, for example, ICARTI, International Technological Fund, ISSU, ICRDF, the Swiss scope, NATO research, scientific research programs, and so on. But if we have a look at these programs, we can see that many of them encounter some difficulties. For example, IFRC was shut down a couple of years ago, while the budget of the EU framework programs is increasingly rising. Before it was 8.5 billion euros, and for this, and until the 7th program, all of them were 4 years long. Starting from 7th program, it has become 54 billion, and the budget for Horizon 2020, in spite the crisis in Europe, it increased and up to 80 billions. So we have the basis for development in several directions. I'd like to tell you that these programs have their own strategy, and this strategy, first of all, depends, is directed to the increase of international cooperation and elaboration, and under this cooperation we mean that it should be mutually beneficial, so that Europe had the access to knowledge and attract the specialists from many
ევროპული მცირე და საშუალო ბიზნესის განვითარების მხარდაჭერის პროგრამები. შემდგომი პროგრამა, რომელიც არის ჰორიზონტი 2020, რადიკალურად შეიცვალა. ის შედგება ეხლა 3 მიმართულებისგან. ეს არის excellence science, ესე იგი საუკეთესო მეცნიერება, შეიძლება ასე ითარგმნოს, industrial leadership, ინდუსტრიული, ესე იგი, ლიდერობა და სოციალური გამოწვევები, რომლებიც ეს არის ძირითადი მიმართულებები, მაგრამ შედგება უფრო მიმართულებებისგან და ალბათ თქვენთვის საინტერესოა. პირველი მათგანი საუკეთესო მეცნიერება ერთ-ერთ მნიშვნელოვან მიმართულებას წარმოადგენს ესე იგი European Research Council-ის გრანტები. ეს არის გრანტები, რომელიც გაათვალილია ყველა ნებისმიერ მსოფლიოში ადამიანზე მიუხედავად მისი სქესისა, წლოვანებისა, თუ ის წარადგენს რაღაც გარკვეულ საინტერესო იდეას
person capable of doing this job. So it's approximately the same policy like the US used to conduct in terms of attraction of the people. And another one is future and emerging technologies. It covers future opportunities, and macro actions are mostly the mobile grants and staff exchange program is the most popular out of them. It means exchange of the people, of the staff among the countries and participants. And the last one is the development of the infrastructure, very important in terms of scientific research. Another program, industrial leadership program, the direction actually. The main priorities are information technologies, nanotechnologies, biotechnologies, advanced materials, and advanced manufacturing and processing and space. And these are the priority directions, I mean Europe. And I don't have time, otherwise I would characterize all the directions included in each and every of them. The next direction is societal challenges. So it includes the health, demographic problems, food safety, agrotechnologies, biotechnologies, green energy, transport, climate challenges, and protecting innovative and secure societies. So it's directed not only to EU countries but to all over the world. In order to provide for health and climate security and so on, in these issues not only Europe but all the countries of the world are interested in that. The budget, as I told you, is 80 billion, but the main purpose of this program
to increase GDP in Europe and to become about 3% by the 2020. For today it is about 20%, but in Scandinavian countries it's about 3%, but our aim is to make it 3%. 20% is directed to regarding the climate changes and economical problems, and it's quite a large amount of money to solve all these three issues. All 15% is to finance small and medium business in Europe. I know that Europe always was interested in developing small and medium business also in terms of employment. It's a very big step forward. And one more moment is that to support creating platforms of development this business in European countries, and by virtue of Horizon, they want to increase the amount of these platforms. You know that policy of Georgia is to integrate with Europe. That last year we signed the association agreement with Europe, and this year Georgia also will sign the association agreement with this program, Horizon, and Moldova did it in January, and we are going to do it by the end of this year, and it gives us a lot of benefits, among them the coordination of each program can appear Georgian side. That's all, that we are short of time, and I would like to say a few words about some projects. Idealist project, it's a cycle of projects which began since 2016. It ended with these non-governmental organizations. It's now own for now, but the most important is the system of looking for partners. You know that in order to participate in the framework program of EU, it includes some non-governmental institutions. Also, it's very important to be a legal entity. It's a very weak point for our scientists to find some partners. It's a very important, and it's a website of idealists. They send their offers to these idealists, and they post this on their website. If you look at it, you can see some list, checklists, some projects that should be delivered, should be considered by the Commission. And if you choose any of them which is closer to you, you can see that we have 2-page instruction here. What kind of project is it? What's the deadline? Who are participants? And what's what kind of partners they are looking for. And if you have a coordinator, and when you see it, and you can see that they are closer to you, we have at the end search for partners. You can click here, and you see the page that you fill in, and then send it. And what kind of resources you have in your organization, your role in the project, that you can describe what you can do for this project, and your experience, what kind of projects you delivered up to now. So after then you can become the member of consortium. It doesn't mean that your project will won finally, but such offers you can send in on your own if you register on this website, and you present your offer, your proposal. But for this it's necessary that we have the contest, and you have the possibility to advertise your organization, because this announcement we have on the website of this organization. So So I advise to check for this website, and if you can find something interesting, you can use it for your purposes. So the next project is also a very important project. It's a no-gap project. And why? Because the coordinator of this project is very well known, German company, and some Romanian organizations and from Slovakia are participating in this project, also from Eastern Europe. This project for the next year will be ended by the next year in June, and I will tell you some results now. In 6 countries of Eastern Europe, some mapping was delivered, and some listing was made, and it included European experts and relevant projects. Also those nets that we have in Europe for now. Also some very good trainings were delivered for Eastern Europe specialists. And our twinning partner was Slovenia, and what's the most important, about 40 technological proposals were gathered in Georgia.
And that was presented in 2 brokers meetings. One was last year and one was this year. So I had a chance to take 5 specialists. They made their proposal, and there was a great exhibition conducted in Frankfurt. Our 2 projects that are presented in the frame of cluster. This is the political dialogue, and in the second one, in the platform of European technology platform. So the next year, these projects will be over also. Well, a lot of job was done. I personally was working. And it's very important. In September, I conducted very huge conference where 80 European and Eastern European specialists were attending the conference, were visiting. That was the broker face-to-face meetings, and was selected Georgian projects that in November 18 up to 20 in Lisbon, there was a huge event conducted, and about 5,000 visitors were attending that conference. And those specialists that we had taken from here, they presented their projects, and they linked to each other and connected to each other to create a new project. And the second project is not least important, that focus on to get closer with the European technologies, and with their aid we had a chance to get familiar with such a platform as electronic media, NASI, networks, Photonic 21. Why it is interesting? As you know, technology platform is the new structure where a part of the scientific sectors, banks and investment companies participating in, and there is a top concentration on those topics and subjects that are considered currently and need to be resolved. This is basically what I wanted to tell you, and from my side I call on you to participate in these projects as that will be very much attractive both at the financial side and also in the mode of the technology development. Thank you very much for your attention.